Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boys, the Pelbros, up in his house. It's me, as always, Randy W, and we also got chicka.
Yo, James here.
Fresh. No. So together, Randy W, James equals Pelbros. We're representing Sydney, and today we are talking about both of our favorite player within the Pelicans organization. Oh, yeah, still for me. I was going to say BI, but no. Jrue Holiday. We're talking about Jrue Holiday's top 5 games of the 2019 to 2020 season. So before we get, some haters, sending over like death threats, like, oh my God, that's politically incorrect, bro. The freaking season's still going on, For, people that actually live above a rock, I guess, you would be aware that the Pelican season ended like a month or so ago. So here we are making the top 5 games of Jrue Holiday's performance, I guess, this year. But before we properly get into that, I just want to say, a big disclaimer, not really a disclaimer, but me and James here, we have the Pelbros in general, we have nothing but the most like love for Jrue Holiday, right? Like, I guess both of us, we can agree, he's our favorite player, right?
Yeah, I think for both of us, all-time favorite player. We both own his jersey. So I've got the away jersey.
So the Navy one, and I've got the earned jersey. So that's a couple of seasons ago.
Yeah, and just want to give Jrue a lot of love. We've been saying he's underrated for so long now, even before, or if he became mainstream underrated, which we'll discuss in another episode, another video coming up soon.
Yeah. So we were talking about Jrue before it was cool, just so you guys know.
But yeah, let's just kick into the top 5 games of this season.
Yeah, it's true. So starting up at number 5, let's just go into this. Our W versus Minnesota. So I'll let you just quickly dish this one out for us. Yeah,
so this was the last matchup we had against Minnesota in March, just before the season came to an abrupt stop because of coronavirus. 120 to 107 win for the Pelicans. Jrue just went off this game, scored a season high 37 points, 8 assists, 9 rebounds, so almost a triple-double. He was crazy efficient in this game, 13 of 20 from the field, 8 of 9 from his free throws, and just a plus-minus of 27, which is the highest he had for this season. So my comments overall just killed this game, just kept us in it. This was most easily a revenge game, I'll say, because we had actually just dropped a game to Minnesota a couple of days before this.
I think 5 days earlier from this, and that we shouldn't have lost, that we needed to win for our playoff hopes to be alive, right?
Yeah, exactly. It was every game was like a must win at that point, but yeah, this was just an all-out revenge game against a mini team who, although they had D'Lo, they were missing Cat, but that's not really an excuse or anything. Overall, great game, season highs for Jrue here.
Yeah, the last note I want to end this specific game on is a little Easter egg for the real Pelbros fans out there. If you guys were to find the episode titled Pel's Suicide Week, you can hear our live reaction to, the loss that we had to Minnesota before this game. So that's kind of why we have this at number 5, because it was a nice revenge coming back after that Suicide Week. Anyways, coming in at number 4, this is our first actual confrontation against Memphis. Obviously, we have nothing but dubs against Memphis, and that's how it's always going to be. That's not the point. This is our very, very first one. So before I hand the mic over to you, James, with me, basically what I want to say here, though, is with Memphis, obviously, this is the Memphis led by Ja Morant. Rookie of the year officially now, actually, but obviously throughout the entire season we had Zion injured. We have some kind of beef. We're in the same kind of division, Southwest Division 2. So there's obviously this built-up rivalry by the media, by whoever it may be, that Memphis and Pelicans, we really got so much beef with each other. Obviously, Memphis has had a great season. No disrespect to Ja Morant or just Memphis in general. And this was our first meeting as quote-unquote new rivals, right? Memphis coming into this game were actually on a 7-game win streak too, so that's actually quite impressive. However, I'll let you know. I'll let James let you guys know what actually ended up happening.
Yeah, so 126 to 116 victory for the Pels.
Easy money.
Like you said, our first look of Memphis, got to show them who's boss. And
even though we had no Zion playing.
Yeah, no Zion, no favors as well. And this was just a boss game from Jrue Holiday. 36 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals. But the most important part was how efficient he was. 12 of 18 from the field and also 7 of 10 from the 3. So that's a career high in 3-point makes. He was just dishing them out. He was throwing them up anytime he got a shot. and just he kept Memphis out of the game. So we had a very strong second quarter. Memphis did have a run in the last quarter, but overall just a great performance from Jrue, and he just really carried the team. BI was the only other kind of real teammate who was kind of dishing up stats, as well as maybe Josh Hart, but also keeping Ja Morant down to only 16 points, 5 of 14 from the field. So overall just showing who's boss in this game.
Yeah, easy money. So now coming in at number 3, this is the game against LA Clippers. So this is actually the dub we had against Clippers. Before we properly get into this, I just want to say that it's a bit kind of why this is number 3 is that, don't get us wrong, Jrue completely balled out this game, as James will kind of elaborate on. But the thing is that so did so did Derek Favors, right? And the thing is that if you're a true Pelbros fan, you will know too that we've made a top 5 games this season for Derek Favors too, in which we do mention this game too. So if by all means, I just have to quickly plug it, check that out. But anyways, I'll let you take the reins.
Yeah, so while D-Faves was MVP of this game for the Pels, Jrue also put up a monster game here. 36 points, 7 assists, 3 rebounds, 6 steals, which is incredible. 13 of 24 from the field and 5 3-pointers.
Overall, 6 steals is pretty crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Now that you say that,
just a overall great performance. This is the game where we were missing BI and Zion.
Yeah.
And Lonzo, sorry. So we were dishing out
and Lonzo too.
Yeah.
Oh no, what can we do?
We were putting out a starting lineup of Jrue, JJ, Etuan Moore, Kenrich Williams, and Derek Favors. So look, let's just say a few of those guys didn't see minutes towards the end of the season. Yeah. And unfortunately, this was our only win of the year against the Clippers, so 132 to 127. But individual performance-wise, Jrue carried it. And while there was no Kawhi on the Clippers, at least PG was still playing, and both he and Lou Will balled out. In the end, Jrue had a better game than them.
Yeah, I guess the very, very last thing I want to mention here too is that, why this is a good win too for the team, or for us too, is that no one was expecting us to win this game coming in. And also the last kind of note I want to say too, you just mentioned PG and Lou Will. Both of these guys, this is not pandemic PG. This is not, playoff Pete. This is not the playoff, a version that just got kicked out by Denver Nuggets, right? Paul George wise and Lou Will, right? This is actually like good Paul George. Is actually good Lou Will that we came up against, and we beat him. So even despite the fact there's no Kawhi, I think it's still a good W against a solid team.
Yeah, for sure. Overall great performance.
Yeah, so apart from that, coming in at number 2, the second best game of Jrue Holiday's season this year is the W against Golden State Warriors. So you might be thinking, okay, Golden State Warriors, who gives a shit, really? Because this is obviously not the same Golden State Warriors, which has Steph, the Splash Bros and more, right? And KD, etc., right? It's not the same GSW that has been dominating the league for the past 5 years. However, it's still a dub. It's still something in which this game was still something we could actually have a showcase of Jrue's skills, of his potential. And the main reason I even bring this up actually is because if you guys were actually part of our Instagram, Pelbros, you would have seen that we actually, on the day of this game, right, we actually uploaded a little clip. Basically, the main storyline about this game is that Jrue just fucking went off, right? He was 1 of 5 from the field at the half, right? But in the second half of the game, he just completely went nuts, right? He ended up going 23 points, 15 assists, right? I think that's a season high. I don't think it's a career high, but it's a season high. 15 assists and 7 boards, right? So he just went crazy, this guy, right? It actually came to the point he was just in a rhythm that he just could not be stopped. I think AD, so not the one that's betrayed us, but the one that is a commentator, AD and Joel Myers, they were actually talking about, just even actually laughing about the fact that Jrue was quote unquote dancing right now. So, Jrue was absolutely just killing it. He was, had some ice skates on. He was just going through the freaking basketball, just absolutely, play after play. The main point I want to bring this up is that for that half of a game, I got to witness the MVP mode of Jrue that was promised. That was, that was promised of him by David Griffin in the offseason, being like, oh yeah, Jrue is the leader of this team. Jrue can be an MVP type of player. He has the pieces around him, just needs a situation, all that kind of praising. Sure, we still got love for Jrue, right? But let's not BS and say that this season was anything close to an MVP season or anything like that. But still, for this second half of the game, for this game specifically, you got to see that little glimpse of Jrue MVP mode. That's all I want to say about this game.
Yeah, that pretty much sums it up. Great individual performance. Him and Zion were the ones that dominated, as well as Melly. When BI was a bit cold that game, and then Zoe was invisible, unfortunately, with his 2 points.
As per fucking usual. But yeah, and now it seems that we are at number one. What could be the number one game? Well, that's the thing. Here at Pelbros, we like to change the game up because we don't follow the rules. We set the trends. We some G's and hustlers up in this biatch, right? Anyways, so with that, because we're such G's, we're actually gonna make the number one spot 2 games, right? Because that's to show you how much we of like a G the both of us are, right? So the 2 games, right, it's pretty much both the games this season versus the Indiana Pacers. The first game being James, you actually came over to my crib and we watched that on my huge ass LCD cinema 600 billion inch TV, right?
Yeah, first matchup with the Pacers, came over to yours, met up in real life. I remember that day was hella raining, so this one definitely has that bonus, that memory bonus, is a tick of approval from us.
Yeah.
Overall, it's just a great game. So 120-98 win for the Pelicans, while everyone else, all our starters dominated. They were all in the great plus minus. Jrue had a stellar game, so 20 points, 7 assists, 9 of 16 from the field, so quite efficient. And most importantly, just beating his brothers.
Yeah, and that's actually a main thing why this is quite a significant game for him this season, was that this is actually the first time in NBA history, like all of NBA history, that 3 brothers were not only, I guess, playing in the same game, but they were actually on the same court at the exact same time in NBA history. So, obviously there's the youngest brother, Aaron Holiday, and then there's the middle brother, Jrue Holiday, which is the best, obviously, and then the eldest one, which is Justin Holiday. So all 3 of those guys were on the court at the same time. I think Aaron Holiday actually had a pretty decent game, but obviously Jrue had to show him how it's going down because we were representing at the Smoothie King Center home game. And yeah, Jrue absolutely killed it. And, I had money on Jrue too. I had money on that game, so I made a couple of hundred too. So can't complain. Any other thoughts on this game? Otherwise, you can talk about the second game.
No, that's pretty much it. It was great to see the jersey swap amongst the 3 brothers.
Oh yeah.
Just an awesome, significant game for not only Jrue but his family.
Yeah, and yeah, this leads on to I guess the co-host. This leads on to the co-host of the first place, which is the second game versus Indiana Pacers. I'll let you take the reins, James.
Yeah, so this is our second matchup and the final matchup against the Pacers, and that was just another dub for us, 124-117. And this game, Jrue just absolutely dominated. So 31 points, 10 assists, so grabbing that double-double, 3 steals, 6 rebounds, 10 of 22 from the field, and shot 4 threes. Just overall great performance to put away the Pacers. This was a game that we were missing Zion, we were missing Brandon Ingram. Jrue just took over. He had to kind of show up and just, again, show up against his brothers and prove who's the best brother out of the family.
Yeah, and that's what we like to see. And I think in that second game, though, I think the other Holiday brothers didn't do as great. So there's that. But that's how we do it in the Pelbros, right? Like, you guys were expecting, this is going to be one game for this top one, like for the first place. But what we do is we'll mix it up here. Here's 2. We'll give you 2, right? Because that's what we do. Because we some Pelbros. I'm trying here with the rap, bro. I'm trying here with the freestyle. Anyways, though, we got more of this surprising original content, right? Coming up for you guys. Check out our YouTube channel. We've got so much more shit right now, and so much more shit to come out related to this kind of content. Pelicans, obviously. And James, I'll let you tell them our social.
Yeah, follow us on Instagram at Pelbros for everything, all the latest stuff. That's where you'll find us dishing out the most content. pelbrospodcast@gmail.com. And then you can find us, check out our YouTube channel. We got everything. We got highlights, episodes, little tidbits, top 5 games, Derek Favors. What else is there? I think that's pretty much it. pelbros.com to find everything. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah, so, thanks for watching, guys, and peace.
We out. Laters.